Good afternoon, and thanks as always for joining us. My name is Josh Cunningham. I am the founder and CEO of rokrbox, and today on our newest episode of rokrbox TV, we have a very special guest for you, the five-time Agent of the Year at Keller Williams, Tom Daves. Tom, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks,
Good.
Josh. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thanks for joining us. And as always, we're joined by our VP of Sales and Head Coach, Sam Monreal.
Hey guys, happy to be here as always.
How's it going?
Hope everybody's having a great start to 2016, a very productive beginning to the new year, and in sort of that moment of reflection of what we accomplished in 2015 and what we're looking forward to out of 2016, we had a great conversation with our rokrbox client Tom Daves about his amazing increase in production in 2015. So we decided to invite him here onto rokrbox TV today to ask him a few questions and see if he can kind of shed some light and share some knowledge with some of our audience members here. So Sam, I'll let you kind of take it away and get started and kind of give us a little background information on who is this five-time Agent of the Year from Keller Williams, Tom Daves.
Yeah, so Tom is somebody that I've known for quite a while and have really enjoyed seeing his progress, especially because Tom has been in the business for a while, and one of the things that I really love is Tom's commitment to being nimble and pivoting and really adjusting his business to meet the new demands of the market. So Tom, tell us a little bit about your history. So first off, you're based in Sacramento area, really Roseville, correct?
Right. Based out of the greater Sacramento area, in the Roseville office, Keller Williams. Been in the business for over 35 years. Started when I was 12 years old, Sam, so it's pretty good. But done just about every aspect of real estate, residential. I've always had a pretty strong foundation with database sphere of influence, and I've always kept my sphere of influence clients going, so to speak. But it seems like that one of my favorite sayings is Wayne Gretzky, you have to skate to where the puck's going to be, and I'm sure you've all heard it, but it's not where the puck is, but where it's going to be. And I've been blessed enough to be there. Back in the 90s, I did REOs when it was quite different, but then in the 2000s, I bought and sold hundreds of flip properties, which was exciting. The market was going up so fast, you could hardly screw up. I thought I was a genius. Yes, I'm so smart. But that went well. And then the REOs came back around 06, 07, and that was when I jumped in and just hopped on the plane and flew to Dallas, Denver, LA, Ontario, anywhere, and connected with REO clients at a big level, selling 400 or 500 units per year. It was pretty fun. It was pretty exciting. And then when that slowed down, in about 2012, a large private equity fund contacted me, and I was able to connect with them and sold them about 600 homes in just over a year. So that was quite a fun ride as well. But then when they moved their money to other markets and kind of turned off that fire hydrant, so to speak, that was the time when I really needed to really look at the market and see where it's going. And basically, old school is new school. Traditional buyers working with sellers, database, sphere of influence, building a team. So that was when I connected with you, Sam, and it's been exciting building the team throughout this last year.
So let's talk about kind of where you ended up, and thank you for that history, Tom. I mean, definitely, it sounds like you have really had to pivot and adjust to, the market as that's one of the things that as agents and as real estate professionals, we don't wish for the market we don't have, right? We adjust to the market we do have. And so I love that that's such an central part of your story. And so Tom, in 2014, looking at your head count and the size of your organization, in 2014, at the end of the year, you had roughly 7 people, including yourself, and you guys did, I'm showing here, about $47 million in production and 158 units, right?
Right, that's correct, yeah.
Okay, and so now your team is roughly 27 people, right? Some of those still being pretty green agents. And you guys at the end of the year last year did how much in production?
Well, it was over 253 units last year, and it was about 83 million. So, I mean, we almost doubled our units and our productions, so it was fun.
Yeah, what's a couple million here or there? We'll call it double.
Right.
And
Double now, double again, right? 500 units next year is my goal, so it's going to be exciting.
that's awesome. And so, Tom, having worked with your clients or with your agents and with you on your Boomtown platform and on the lead conversion strategies that we execute here at rokrbox, one of the things that I think that I've seen that's been pretty essential to your success is, well, actually, before we get into that, talk to me about kind of what your business looks like from a global perspective. Boomtown and internet leads is just one part of it. Tell me a little bit about what all you do in your organization.
Okay, sure. Well, obviously, it's all about leads, listings, and leverage. So as far as the leads, on the listing side, we basically have, there's 3 different buckets for lead generation. I have my database sphere of influence, which we use, e-edge. We also use viral marketing. We do more of it's not a 33 touch, it's more of like a 63 touch. So we contact folks for the database. And then
they're not forgetting you then, huh?
That's right. And then I have 4 in-house ISAs that are basically calling expireds, nurtures, off markets, for sale by owners, and they're also doing circle dialing, calling around particular zip codes, and just listed, just sold. And then in addition to that, I advertise on the radio as well as the TV. So that's pretty much the listing side, and everything goes through Boomtown. As soon as we get any type of a listing lead, it goes immediately into Boomtown. If it's not in Boomtown, it doesn't exist, right?
I love that, Tom. I actually paid him money, guys, to say that because that's one of the things that I really believe in. Boomtown being your system of record, or your CRM being your system of record. If a call or a note or a lead doesn't make it into the system, it might as well not exist for the business, because we can't track it. We don't have good insight into what's going on with it. So, Tom, I do want to unpack a little bit of what you just said about how your business is set up. And I was guessing you did some mass media there, because I can see Barbara Corcoran giving you. I think she's flirting with you there in that picture you got on your cabinet. So I imagine that you do some mass marketing, but one of the things that might shock some of our listeners and watchers to hear is that you have 4 in-house ISAs and you have rokrbox.
Absolutely.
So tell me, how that works.
Well, it works great. And then also I might mention, I also have Phone Animal that's also doing circle dialing for me as well. So we're just, we have the pedal to the metal on the listing side, so we can just really control the inventory. If you don't list, you don't last. And then I was going to mention on the buyer side, we have 3 buckets as well, and that is Boomtown, which we're getting a great number of leads from. We funnel all of our Zillow ads, all of our Trulia, all of our Facebook leads, any of our ProQuest IVR leads. Everything basically funnels through Boomtown. And then we also have our signs. We have our direct sign call leads, and then there's also referrals that come in. So everything basically on both sides of my business, listing and buyer side, funnels through Boomtown. And we've put together some different expectations for all of the agents on the team. We have the kind of the citation. It's the pipeline citation that we hand to the agent if they're not doing certain things, and if they don't have their to-dos, if they don't have their e-alerts and a few other things, we give them a citation, and it's kind of red light, green light, put them on a little bit of a red light until they get back up to speed. We also have all of the categories specifically identified. So
yeah, so Tom, since you brought that up, I'm actually going to pull up these 2 documents that you've created on your team, and because I think that this level of accountability And this level of really, showing where your team has bought into the system is pretty important. So let me actually share these documents with you guys. So let's talk through this first one here. Now, it's basically, it looks like a traffic ticket, and I have intimate knowledge of what one of those looks like. I actually got one just last week driving in here to work. But, so...
I hope you weren't texting while you're driving.
I wasn't texting, thank goodness. So talk to me a little bit about what we see here. So, for instance, like one of the first things you have listed here is agents must have text and email alerts assigned to their primary phone number and email.
Right, absolutely.
Why is that?
Well, obviously, instant response is really key. As far as the process, obviously, the Boomtown leads first go to rokrbox, and then once rokrbox contacts, calls, instant response, text, once they basically nurture and scrub these leads, and then they notify my team, which is on a round-robin basis, then immediately that agent they get a text and they get an e-alert. So obviously they have to first go into the system and set up their text and their e-alert to make sure that they get notified immediately. And then I have a copy here, just running down the list real quick. New leads must be contacted immediately, ASAP. 100% of the leads must have to-dos scheduled. All buyers must have an e-alert, and then go through the 10 days of paying, and a few other things. So it kind of gives you the bullet points to what our expectations are. Otherwise, they get a citation, they get a ticket,
Yeah, and so Tom, I know that we're going to get asked this from our audience. Would you be comfortable with us sharing that document with anybody that asks, so that
Absolutely.
that they can use that to help benefit their team? So John, Tom, I realize that you created this document, but it really kind of came from the rokrbox agent expectations. So Josh, can you tell us a little bit about how we came up with those rokrbox agent expectations?
Yeah, so if any of you were fortunate enough to join us on one of our previous Hangouts, we had our client Spring Benson out of Ogden, Utah, and did sort of a case study on an incredibly productive summer that she had. I think it was 59 homes in 90 days that she sold. And we really just did a bunch of poking at her systems and prodding at, what she was doing individually to take these people from opportunity to a client under contract. And that's kind of how we developed the agent expectations there. And Tom, I definitely got to give you a ton of credit for creating that citation form, and we appreciate you giving us permission to share that. But why don't you tell me a little bit more about what happens? Like, is there do you get kicked out of the office? Do you have to buy everybody pizza, or does the person with citations have to wear a funny hat? What's that all about?
No, they basically just get put on the sideline for a week, so they're not able to get any of the Boomtown leads for a week. And then when we take a look at their portal again, take a look at the Boomtown, then if they have everything cleaned up, so to speak, then we basically put them back in the rotation. So we just notify your team there at rokrbox and say, okay, Steve's good now. Throw him back in the rotation. Let's get him back in the batting order so he can get up to bat. One of the things also I was going to mention before I forget is one of the key things for any team leader, of course, of an organization is to recruit and find talent. And rokrbox has definitely helped me with that, because it really enables the agents to focus on what they're really good at. It's the 80-20 rule, for them to focus on 20% of the activities that give them the 80% of the results. So a lot of them feel quite spoiled that these leads that come in through Boomtown, I mean, let's face it, they're not all A buyers that come in, want to buy a house in the next 30 days, right? So they get kind of the cream of the crop of the buyers and the leads that come through, and they're very appreciative of that. And so it's a pretty cool thing, and it's a recruiting benefit as well. So that's exciting.
Yeah, so that's huge, Tom. I want to kind of just hit two high points that you just mentioned there. The first being, despite all the work that rokrbox is doing, you still have a really defined set of activities that the agents have to do once it gets handed off. So, rokrbox is scrubbing the leads, but there's still quite a bit that the agent needs to do in order to convert them. But by them working a smaller subset of leads and being able to focus on leads that are pre-identified as A or B buyers, it makes their lead generation efforts more productive. Is that basically the gist of what you're saying?
Absolutely.
And then you're also using the combination of Boomtown and rokrbox as a recruiting tool. So, to basically talk to new agents, communicate to new agents about this kind of powerful combination you have to help support them in selling more homes, correct?
Absolutely. And that's really the key to be on a team. And agents that are looking to join a team, one of the main benefits is that a team that already has the systems, the tool, the training, the coaching, the mentoring in place where they can just jump in and hit the ground running and everything is built out for them. They don't have to recreate the wheel, so to speak, and they can basically take advantage and leverage our momentum and our tools and systems where they may not really have the wherewithal, the capability to set all of these systems up. We've got an awesome tool belt, and some agents that come and look in our office, they go, "Wow, you've got a cool tool belt." So it's kind of nice. I was like, I know I'm gaining some weight here, but
I'm picturing you dressed like Batman, and you got the boomerangs and the smoke bombs and everything attached to the tool belt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Tom, about you laying the right foundation for anybody new to real estate or maybe someone looking to make a change in real estate. But if you're an agent in the greater Sacramento area and you're looking at, profitably providing a solution to people's real estate problems, you have three options. You can go out on your own and be a me, myself, and I operation. You can possibly find a team, maybe a team of generalists, and kind of find some way that you fit in. But Tom, you've laid down the perfect groundwork that anybody in the greater Sacramento area, if they were looking to join real estate, they are joining truly a team of experts, and they will fulfill their expert role. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And your business will only grow as much as you do. So my goal is to always grow as a person and individually, an individual, whether it's spiritual, physical, financial, business. And then also my goal is to really help all of the agents on my team grow as much as they can. Success is when it's all about you, but significance is when it's about others. And so I just, I don't know everything, but I have a lot of information and knowledge that I just love sharing and mentoring and teaching agents on the team and throughout our market center to really help them be the best that they can be. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I can definitely see a great passion for you wanting to help others. Why don't you talk a little bit more about some of the ramp-up sessions, the live Google Hangouts that we've been having with our head coach here, Sam Monreal, and what sort of positive impact you've seen. You're in the office day to day, face to face, hanging out at the water cooler with the team. What are some of the benefits that you've seen from those engagements with our coach here, Sam Monreal?
Well, everything from high-level macro, opportunities, which is, you only can work on your business some of the time, but you need to work on your business as well as in your business. So just really helping set up the systems, set up the all of the tools to be successful. And then also, Sam has made some on-site visits here in our office and met one-on-one with each of our agents and the team, and we've had group meetings. So it was definitely drinking out of the fire hose for about 15 hours when he was here the first time. So we all really grew from that. So that was awesome. Thanks for your help, Sam.
Hey, no problem. And so, I know with ramp-up sessions, getting a little echo there, Josh.
I don't have anything on.
Okay.
I'm hearing it as well, though.
Yeah. All right. So, one of the things I think that I really have enjoyed out of ramp-up sessions is really getting, kind of my head wrapped around this idea of getting everybody within your organization kind of speaking the same language. Like one of the other documents that I wanted to share that you created, Tom, is, just this, it may sound simplistic, but it's like one of those things that, for those of us that have been in the business in a while or been on Boomtown for a long, long time, we may take all these categories for granted. You can see Tom has actually taken the rokrbox system of how he's identifying his categories and how each agent on the team needs to categorize their leads, and basically created this flyer that is up in the office, is something that people are aware of, so that and again, Tom, kindly ask, if people ask for this document, if you'd be willing to share it.
Oh, absolutely.
Great. And so, guys, I think a lot of the ramp-up sessions is about helping your agents understand how the models all fit together, how the rokrbox piece informs the Boomtown piece, and also how those two pieces together inform the agent activities. And so it's been enjoyable for me to get to know some of the agents on your team and to do those recorded Google Hangout sessions where we're digging into your Boomtown platform, looking at individual leads, and really kind of rolling up our sleeves and getting to work together. How do you feel like those have helped your newer agents get up to speed faster?
Oh, those are great. And what's nice is we can jump on their Boomtown site and their portal and just walk through lead by lead or contact, so they can ask particular questions. And we're asking a ton of questions about Boomtown, about follow-up, about the e-alerts, and sometimes they just have a little bit of a snag and they get stuck. But what happens with those conversations is we all brainstorm and we find new ideas and concepts and strategies to help us elevate and go to the next level. I mean, it's like when you go to a conference, who was it? Stephen Covey says a lot of times you learn more out of the classroom, learn more in the hallway than you do in the classroom. It's about networking with the other agents and really growing. So that's pretty cool.
Cool. And so I know, for instance, one extra layer of accountability that you've added within your organization is you actually have a gentleman on your team named Colin who's actually helping you examine your agents' pipelines on a day-to-day basis to make sure they're following the model of success. So tell me a little bit about how that's been going and kind of how that role is fitting into the bigger picture of your team.
Well, yeah, it's going well. Of course, as a team leader, you have multiple hats between recruiting and running the organization and keeping all of the plates spinning. Then also, portion of that is teaching and coaching. And so one of my goals is to find individuals on the team that are really good at different aspects of the business. So have a young kid, his name's Colin, 19 years old, and he is an expert, almost an expert at Boomtown. So he is always here to help the agents get up to speed quickly. And then also he keeps an eye on what they're doing and their activities in Boomtown through rokrbox to make sure that we're not letting anything go to waste. I mean, let's face it, it is an expense to have all of these leads for the agents at their disposal. So we don't want to waste any of these leads that come through, and we want to maximize that. So it really helps out a lot.
Cool. So Tom, it sounds like Verl, the famous coach, once said, accountability is love. So your agents are being held accountable through ramp-up sessions, through coaching with you, through working with Colin on digging into their pipeline. It sounds like you guys are really implementing a lot of these systems that we know are successful in helping you convert these leads at a high level and really not let anything slip through the cracks through staying organized in your pipeline. So it sounds like accountability is a big piece of your organization.
Absolutely. And there's really three major components for success. Number one is, of course, clarity of goals and your vision. Number two is priorities. And then three is focused action. And then I would say there's the fourth, which is accountability to that focused action. You look at any successful business person or athlete, and they have all of those ingredients to take them to the next level. Go big or go home, right?
That's awesome.
You have to
Josh?
have clear, very clear goals. You have to prioritize them. You have to take action, and then obviously follow up and be accountable for that activity.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really important to boil down the things that you do into your core concepts, your core areas of focus. So, for instance, at rokrbox, we really strive to make our lead generation efforts, instant, persistent, and consistent. And that's really a big recipe for our success. Is, lead generation is not super complicated. And lead conversion is not super complicated. What's complicated about it is the rigorous focus on it, and so I would say the same thing about pipeline management from an agent's perspective. Your pipeline changes every single day, and so it's that regular maintenance, that's regular, consistent follow up with those leads and focus on those leads and working them within the CRM, and time blocking lead generation time is huge. So, for instance, do your agents have time blocked lead generation time that they do?
Absolutely. Every morning is lead generation time, so they come into the office, and then at 8:30 to 9 o'clock, role playing. 9 o'clock, 9 to 11 is lead generation, and then after that, it's off to follow-up appointments and other, writing contracts, other priorities. I'll say that a good portion of them are coming in for the lead gen. Some of them are doing their lead gen at home, but definitely the morning is the best time to do the lead generation. I always say make a mess in the morning and then clean it up in the afternoon.
Well, Tom, you've got all these amazing marketing efforts. You've got viral marketing. You've got the Barbara Corcoran endorsement. You've got rokrbox and Boomtown backing you up on online services. Why is it important for your agents to actually time block this follow-up time? I mean, should they just kick back in a leather sofa and have contracts faxed into them? I mean, isn't that how it works?
Yeah, I wish it was, but as we know, that 75% of our business comes from the follow-up.
Yep.
There's just a very small percentage that comes from that initial contact with that lead. So the fortune is in the follow-up, and a lot of times it's not the second, third, or fourth. It's the fifth, sixth, or seventh, and so that's why rokrbox and Boomtown really helps them leverage with their leads and with their follow-up. So it's key.
So you've literally got the dream team of real estate marketing services, but it still actually requires some work from the agents on your team to actually go cash that commission check. That's awesome.
That's right. Trying to figure out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, if I figure out another way, I'll let you know.
We'll keep it a secret. So tell us a little bit about 2016, Tom. What big goals and bold projections do you have for the business in 2016, and what type of different actions and behaviors will you have to implement in order to achieve that?
Yeah, well, thanks. This next year, we're just going to continue to grow and provide raving fan service for our clients. We basically doubled our production from 2014 to 2015. So, I'm a believer in the BHAG goal. We did 253 units in 15, so we're going for 500 units this next year, about 165 million, 4.1 GCI this next year. Just providing raving fan customer service to our clients, and then also serving all of the agents on the team. That's really why I'm here, is to serve our clients and then serve the team. So we're just going to have fun. We're going to go big. Don't give up. Make some money and just crush it.
Awesome. I love it. I'm really excited. Well, we're excited to be a part of that growth for you in 2016. And who knows, we could be having another one of these ramp-up calls this same time next year talking about, hey, remember when Tom said he was going to sell 500 units? Here we are again. So guys, obviously we highly recommend Tom for any of your referrals that you have in the Sacramento, Roseville, Folsom area. He's got an amazing team, a bunch of great agents, and he'll take great care of your referrals. So please keep him in mind. And again, Tom, thank you very, very much for your time. We really appreciate it. And I think this will be a Rockerbox TV session that our audience will get a lot of value out of.
Well, thank you, Sam. Thanks, Josh. Great working with you guys, and have an awesome week.
Hey, thanks, Tom. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for joining us again, guys. Be sure to stay tuned for future future Rockerbox TV episodes. We'll have more interviews and client success stories, and more feedback to give you on how to get better conversion from your internet leads. So thanks again for joining us, as always, and we'll catch you next time.